chapter 3, the solution. So what is the solution? So before we talk about solution, we have to talk about the convictions that people have. Everyone has their beliefs. So before we can break into that belief system, you have to be aware of these things. So truth goes through 3 phases. Number 1, it is ridiculed. It is violently opposed. And number 3, it becomes obviously truth. And obviously Islam went through the same 3 phases as well. That, people used to hurt Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, they used to make fun of them, then violently oppose him, and then the truth became obvious. And now, alhamdulillah, we have some 1.8 billion Muslims around the world and fastest growing religion. Narrated Abu Huraira radiyallahu anh that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "There's no disease that Allah has sent down except that He also has sent down its treatment." So based on this hadith, many of even Muslims might think, how in the TV, in the ads, they keep raising money, they keep talking about they'll find the cure to cancer, and they're very close, and with more technology, more science, they will find a cure for that, and even diabetes. But the fact is that this does not talk about when the science will advance so much. That's when the cure has been there and it's already here. According to Dr. Leonard Caldwell, who has cured more than 35,000 patients with the success rate of 92.3%. According to him, there are over 300 natural cures for cancer already. But the fact is that you don't know about it, you don't learn about it. Why? Because no one makes money from them. Because those are easy treatments, they're natural treatments, and it does not make anyone money. So our job is to find these cures. Our job is to educate ourselves so we can cure ourselves, our family members, our community. So like Allah said, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, that there's no disease that except that Allah has already sent the treatment for it. So the solution I'm offering today is the cupping. What is cupping? Cupping is a procedure where you create suction or vacuum in a cup to create negative pressure. And in the images you can see example of that. And like I said about self-evident and becoming obviously truth. So now Olympians like Michael Phelps and the rugby player Sonny Williams and other Olympians and cricketers and actors and singers are getting cupping done. So now there's a huge trend about cupping. Let me tell you a little bit of history about cupping. In Egypt, first documented medical text was found in 1550 BC. In China, about 5,000 years ago, discovered and practiced for centuries. And then in Mongolia, Tibetan, Indians, Roman Empire, Islamic Empire, literally every civilization on earth had the practice of cupping. How many types of cupping are there? So there's a dry cupping. In dry cupping, you can have mostly Chinese cupping, there's fixed cupping, then there's moving cupping, or it's called massage cupping, and also one of the branches of moving cupping is flash cupping. So in dry cupping, you have fixed cupping where you just leave the cups on different part of the body for 10 to 15 minutes, and you can even leave it for longer, and it promotes healing, pain relief, promotes blood circulation, it relieves pain, and it activates the lymphatic system. And actually today one of our workers who's helping us with our new building had some back issue. And because I was busy with work and he was supposed to work today, so I couldn't do full hijama on him. But what I did was I did a quick fixed cupping for literally about 5 to 10 minutes. And he already started feeling better. And that's another message for many of the hijama practitioners, that because the wet cupping, which is the hijama, is the best treatment, it does not mean that other treatments are not good. Like for example, you cannot perform hijama every single day. So because you cannot perform every single day, you have to have alternative methods. So for example, if someone has muscular issue, let's say back pain, then they can do fixed cupping every day as opposed to doing hijama, which they cannot have every day. So just because something is best doesn't mean that you cannot have something else that's beneficial at the moment. Another part of dry cupping is moving cupping. So in moving cupping, which is also called massage cupping, you apply the cup and you actually create the suction and you move the cup. It's also called negative pressure. So this is a very deep tissue massage, and it activates the lymphatic system and promotes blood circulation. And that's also one of the very powerful tools you could use, especially for massage therapists who use their hands and a lot of energy. If you use the cups to create suction and power, then it's not very hard on your body and on your hands, so you don't get as tight. On top of that, it goes much deeper into the body because of the power of suction. And also we teach moving cupping as a bonus module in our Hidžama diploma course, which many of our students love. And then another version of the cupping is the wet cupping. And one of the wet cupping is Islamic cupping, which is called hijama. But also Chinese have wet cupping in their traditions in Chinese medicine, especially the experienced acupuncturists, they do wet cupping. And it's also very popular in Finland. It's called kapaus. And actually these images are shown from Finland. Their wet cupping, they actually do it in a spa where, you know, the heat of the hot water promotes the blood circulation, and then they wash it right off. So it's quite popular. Also is quite popular in Russia as well. So Islamic medicine or natural medicine is based on three things. This is very important to understand. So how do we get healthy? How do we get better? That you have to understand this concept and this philosophy. So first of all, you have to stop the bad things, stop the intake of bad things, right? So how do you do that? So you stop eating bad things, stop being in a bad environment, you know, in pollution, in a toxic environment. If you're working in a factory, if you're in a water that has chemicals in it, if you're eating the food, junk food, processed food, so all of these things, you stop them. And the second part of curing yourself is removing bad things from your body. So you remove toxins from within your body, and you know, your body gets healthy from inside. And then you also increase the good things, which are, you know, natural foods. If you have to take supplements or anything else that's good for your body, like vitamin, minerals, you might be dehydrated, you might deficiency of certain vitamins. Also, you know, being hydrated, drinking a lot of water. And actually one of the obvious ones that people don't think about is the oxygen intake, you know, just breathing deep and breathing fresh air. So Hidžama cupping therapy is part of removing the bad things from the body. So that's one of the tools that can remove toxins and excess fluids and acids from right within your body. There's no other tool on the earth that can do that. And that's one of the big part of making you healthy, is by removing bad things from your body. So introduction to Hidžama. Hidžama cupping literally means, one of the meaning of hijama is to suck or to return to its normal state. And that's key meaning here is normal state, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the body back into a normal state. So through hijama, you remove toxins, excess fluids and acids from the blood and within your body through the suction process. And by doing so, you bring the body to its normal state and in balance. We order to follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In Quran, Allah says, and whatsoever the messenger gives you, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, take it, and whatsoever he sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbids, abstain. And what does Prophet Muhammad tell us to do? There's a remedy for every disease, and when the remedy is applied to the disease, it is cured with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's see what next the Prophet tells us. The Prophet said, the best medicine or remedy with which you treat yourself is hijama cupping. So now Allah tells us to follow the Prophet. The Prophet tells us the remedy for every disease, and then Prophet tells us the best medicine or best remedy is hijama cupping. And it's so sad that many of us still don't know about hijama, about the best medicine, and we saw the importance of health in deen, and we don't know about the importance of health, and on top of that we don't know how to treat ourselves. So after this page or this slide or after this hadith, I would love for all of you to know that hijama cupping is the best medical treatment and remedy. Even Prophet Muhammad was ordered to establish hijama. Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu reported that the Messenger said, I did not pass by an angel from the angels on the night journey, except that they all said to me, upon you is cupping hijama, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the night of Isra and Miraj was ordered to establish hijama in the ummah. In the narration reported by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anh, the angel said, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, order your ummah with cupping hijama. So again, you can see very strong ahadith that Prophet ﷺ was ordered to establish hijama in his ummah. And that's what I think the obligation on every one of us is, to establish hijama by either having it performed or by learning it and performing it others. Here is some of the cupping equipment. Some of these equipment is used by non-Muslims for only dry or moving cupping, and other equipment can be used for wet cupping or hijama as well. So hijama equipment we use is these plastic pumps and plastic cups, because they're disposable because of the blood usage, and we dispose them off, and that's why we use the plastic cups and plastic pumps. And to make incisions we use the surgical blades. Hijama procedure. Hijama is a procedure where you create a vacuum in a cup and place it on the body. This vacuum creates a negative pressure and pulls the muscle inside the cup and pulls the blood to the cupped area, and it brings it to the surface. And then you make very shallow incision. Many people get scared, but if you see, the incision is very minor to the top layer of the skin. And you can even see even after incision, you can't really see the blood dripping. You can just see some tiny drops, but other than that, you don't see any blood. So through this shallow incision, and after that, you apply the suction cups again, and that pulls out the toxic bloods, acid, excess fluids from within the body. And here is a short video to show you how the procedure looks like. So you apply the cup and you create the suction using the pump. And after that, you sterilize the area using the surgical blade. You make very shallow, very light incision. As you can see, the incision is so light that you can't even see blood coming out yet. And the person doesn't even feel the pain. So when people get scared, they see a lot of blood and they just get scared. But there's nothing really to be scared of, because as you can see, there's hardly any blood coming out till you apply the cup, and then you apply the suction in the cup. And then you use the suction pump and cup to create vacuum again. And now you can see the blood coming out from those incisions, and that's how the blood gathers around. And sometimes it looks like a lot of blood coming out, but that's how it literally comes out in small drops. And after about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you can remove the cup. And as soon as you remove the cup and clean the area stops bleeding. And after that, you clean the area, and then we like to apply black seed oil or olive oil or coconut oil with honey to seal the area and to promote healing.